It's about your team. It's really about getting people that are going to make you look amazing.
He's proven himself to be childish, impetuous, and he thinks he has this Midas touch where any company he buys is going to magically turn around. And that hasn't been the case. In fact, we've seen through some numbers. I mean, I'm looking at Tesla stock right now, just in the past month, it's dropped quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can blame everything of Tesla's dropping on Twitter.
I'm going to blame 100% on Elon Musk.
You're putting 100% on him.
I'm putting 100% blame on Elon Musk. Because look, his whole approach to this whole thing, I got to tell you, has been just unimaginative. I mean, look, if you're one of those people out there that just love this man, I hope what I'm saying is pricking you. Because, no, you said it earlier. He is known for being creative. What has he done at Twitter that's creative? Okay, so he goes there and he does what typical people do. So you laid off half the workforce. Wow, super imaginative there. I thought you were that guy that's going to revolutionize Twitter. And the first thing you do is fire half your staff. Then the next thing you do is give them a mandate to work overtime and that they have to sleep in the office. How unimaginative to create a workforce that you're overworking when you had bodies there that didn't even need for them to be overworked. Then you're going to have people pay for a blue check mark, green check marks. This is the creative genius. I get it. It's the easiest thing to do for a business owner to create more cash flow into your business is by getting rid of your workforce. I mean, we see this with major corporations all the time. But I thought this guy's the genius. I thought this is the guy that thinks outside the box. Like, what outside the box thing has he thought of through this entire process?
I think the most creative genius has come from Twitter users who took advantage of the blue checkmark thing and started impersonating Elon Musk until he got pissed off and made a rule that you can't have impersonation accounts. And the whole thing about forcing people to work overtime and telling them they should sleep in the office and all this nonsense. It's like, come on, man, this is like 20th century mindset. You're supposed to be a genius, a revolutionary, and your mind is not in this century right now. Mm. But yeah, I mean, maybe there are people who were thinking about buying an EV, maybe a Tesla, and we're like, I'm not going to buy from Elon Musk. Either they don't like him personally, or they just don't trust that he really is as good at running a company as they thought previously before this whole Twitter nonsense.
I feel like with the Twitter compared to, say, like Tesla, like he allows the engineers, other people to really be a part of the innovation of Tesla. Mm-hmm. And that's part of the reason why he's bringing those same creative engineers over to Twitter, is because he knows that these are the people that are going to give you the cool features. Now, the issue that you're going to have with why Tesla is always going to be around, in my opinion, is because of the grids. Like, that's really what is their bread and butter over everybody. Fords, all of these people, they do not have their own personal grid. Tesla has a grid, because if they control the grids, where do you think you're going to be plugging in your cars? It's like owning all of the gas stations and saying that there's only one type of car that can stop at this gas station, and we own them all. It's like, that is the genius of Tesla's model. Now with Twitter, and why I'm getting so hyped up is because he let all of his emotions take over. You talked about free speech, that's what you were going to do on this platform. And what does he do? He restricts free speech. I'm going to get rid of the accounts that check out my jet everywhere I go, and you can no longer be on here. When before he tried to pay the person off, person didn't want to do it. Well, now that you didn't take my money and I own Twitter, I'm going to shut you down. Oh, I'm going to shut out journalists. And now you've opened the door for the mastodons of the world. Yes, if I own Tesla stock, I would be concerned because, one, he's moving over resources from Tesla over to Twitter.
Mm-hmm. There's going to be a lot more competition coming this year, next year. Tesla's really got to rebound. They're not the only one in the game right now. If Musk's personal brand is staining the Tesla brand because of Twitter. That's an unforced error.
Now, 10 days from now, he could totally reverse and he can be all the things that you guys out there in the world feel that he is. And you can comment and you can blast me. You were like, see, Nick, he's the man. What are you talking about? Who are you? You can do all those things. I'll be happy to take it on the chin. But for right now, man, he's overrated.
So you're saying there is a slight possibility that his whole plan could be burn Twitter to the ground so that it rises like a phoenix.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's a chance. Well, and maybe the lesson for all of us here is don't look at one person to be a savior. You know, all these people who try to elevate themselves as geniuses, they're not perfect. So worry about your own self. You can take advice from other people. You can take inspiration from other people who have built great companies, but don't treat them like gods.
Nobody does it by themselves. So this thought that, quote unquote, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, you did it on your own, it doesn't exist. This is a prime example of like, if you go and buy an organization, you go and start a company, whatever it is that you're leading, it's about your team. It's really about getting people that are going to make you look amazing. Think of Michael Jordan. Think about some of these finals that he was in. I know people talk about he's 6-0, but yet I remember Steve Kerr hitting a game winner.
Yeah.
I remember John Paxson hitting a game winner to finish a final series for him. I remember in a game 6 against Portland, they were down 18 points at the beginning of the fourth quarter. And where was Michael Jordan? On the bench when they came back, and they brought him back in a couple minutes left in that game when the bench brought them back. So the whole point here is like, even though he is great and you can argue that he's the best who've ever played, he was able to get success because of his team. And it's the same thing that you're seeing here. And it's a good case study to see, like, if you go into things thinking that you're going to do it all by yourself, you're going to outsmart everybody, there's a strong chance you're going to end up like Elon Musk at Twitter. But if you go in and say, I know I'm great, but I can get people that understand each of these things better than I do, plug them in there and let them do their thing, you're going to shine.
Great advice to end it. Nick, if you want to add anything else, just hit me up on Mastodon.